You're not anxious for no reason. Your brain is reacting to something real. You're sitting watching a movie, everything's fine. Suddenly your heart races, your hands sweat. Your brain screams, danger, but there's nothing scary around you. You think, am I going crazy? Why am I anxious for no reason? Here's the truth, anxiety is never random. Your brain isn't betraying you. Your brain is trying to protect you from something you haven't seen yet. Today, I'm going to show you 6 hidden triggers that are activating your anxiety. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's making your brain freak out and how to identify them. Let's get right into it. Number 6, your morning coffee. Ever drink coffee every morning to wake up, but by 10 a.m. your heart's pounding like a drum, hands shaking. Your brain keeps thinking, something's wrong. This isn't natural anxiety. This is caffeine overloading your nervous system. Caffeine blocks a chemical called adenosine, the thing that helps your brain calm down. When adenosine is blocked, your brain releases adrenaline. Adrenaline is the fight or flight hormone. Imagine your brain like a car. Adenosine is the brake. Caffeine removes the brake. Now your car is racing at maximum speed with no way to stop. Heart racing, hands shaking, scattered thoughts. Your brain thinks there's danger, but it's really just caffeine. A study from Johns Hopkins University shows just 200 milligrams of caffeine, about 2 cups of coffee, can cause anxiety-like symptoms in sensitive people. For people who already have anxiety disorders, caffeine makes the condition 40% worse. People addicted to caffeine might experience: morning, drink coffee, feel alert, high focus. Noon, anxiety starts increasing gradually. Negative thoughts appear. Evening, body tired but brain still tense. Difficulty sleeping. Next morning, drink coffee again to wake up. The cycle starts over. If you're anxious after drinking coffee, this isn't a sign you're weak. This is your brain reacting to a powerful stimulant. Try reducing to 1 cup a day or switch to green tea with less caffeine. Number 5, the meal you skipped. You're busy all morning, forget breakfast. By 11 a.m. you feel dizzy, heart racing, hands shaking. Your brain screams, danger. This isn't a panic attack. This is low blood sugar tricking your brain. Your brain runs on glucose sugar from food. When you skip meals, blood glucose drops. Your brain alerts, not enough fuel. Your body releases cortisol and adrenaline to raise blood sugar urgently. But these 2 hormones also cause anxiety. Think of it like this. Your brain is like a city. Glucose is electricity. When there's a power outage, the city triggers emergency alarms. Everyone panics. That's exactly what low blood sugar anxiety feels like. Researchers found that when blood sugar drops below 70 milligrams per deciliter, anxiety-like symptoms appear: rapid heartbeat, shaking hands, difficulty concentrating, irritability. People who eat irregularly have a 30% increased risk of anxiety. People with unstable blood sugar often feel fine after eating, but anxiety spikes before the next meal. Crave sweets intensely, the brain is trying to get glucose fast. Struggle to sleep because blood sugar drops at night, causing the body to release stress hormones. Get irritable, lose patience when hungry. People call this hangry. If you're anxious when skipping meals, your brain isn't broken. Your brain is trying to keep you alive. Simple solution: eat every 3 to 4 hours. Choose protein and fiber to keep blood sugar stable. Number 4, the nights you don't get enough sleep. You only slept 5 hours last night. This morning you feel everything is overwhelming. A coworker asks a simple question, you want to scream. Every little thing causes extreme stress. This isn't you being overly sensitive. This is sleep deprivation destroying your brain's ability to regulate emotions. When you sleep, your brain cleans toxins that accumulated all day. Your brain also processes emotions and consolidates memories. When sleep deprived, the amygdala, your brain's alarm system, goes into overdrive. It reacts to everything as if it's a threat. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, the part that helps you stay calm, functions poorly. It's like having a supersensitive alarm button, but the off switch is broken. Research from UC Berkeley shows just 1 night of sleep deprivation increases amygdala activity by 60%. People who sleep less than 6 hours a night have 3 times the risk of anxiety compared to those who get 8 hours. People with chronic sleep deprivation often overreact to normal situations. An email from the boss makes your heart race. Struggle to make decisions because the brain is too tired to process information. Have negative thoughts loop in their head, can't stop them. Get irritable with loved ones without understanding why. If you're anxious after sleepless nights, your brain isn't weak. Your brain is operating in survival mode, not enough energy to process emotions normally. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Your brain needs this time to recover. Number 3, you're changing hormones. You feel fine all week. Suddenly one day you wake up with a feeling of inexplicable fear, heart racing, want to cry, everything feels terrible, and you don't understand why. This isn't you going crazy. This is sex hormones fluctuating and dragging down serotonin, the chemical that helps your brain stay calm. Estrogen and progesterone aren't just about reproduction. They directly affect serotonin and GABA, 2 chemicals that help your brain relax. When estrogen drops before your period, after childbirth, or during menopause, serotonin drops too. Your brain loses its shield protecting against anxiety. Imagine serotonin like a warm coat. When estrogen is high, you wear a thick coat. When estrogen drops, the coat gets thinner. You feel cold, or in this case, anxious. Research shows women have twice the risk of anxiety disorders compared to men, largely due to hormone fluctuations. 60% of women experience increased anxiety during the premenstrual phase. 15% of women suffer postpartum depression, most with severe anxiety. People affected by hormone changes often feel anxiety spike on specific days each month. Experience sudden panic attacks without clear triggers. Struggle to control emotions from normal to crying in seconds. Feel like two different people, a normal version and an extremely anxious version. If your anxiety follows a cycle, this isn't you being weak. This is biology. Hormones are controlling your brain. Track your cycle. Knowing when anxiety will increase helps you prepare better. Number 2, the memories you're trying to forget. You're doing fine. Suddenly a scent, a voice, a song in your brain freaks out. Heart racing. Can't breathe. Overwhelming fear, but you don't remember why. This isn't random anxiety. This is your brain detecting signs of old trauma even when you don't consciously remember. When you experience trauma, your brain stores the memory in a special way. Not just in the cortex where conscious memories live, but also in the amygdala, where pure emotions are stored. The amygdala doesn't care about logic. It only remembers. This smell, this sound, this feeling was once linked to danger. Years later, when you encounter a similar sign, the amygdala triggers the alarm. You feel afraid without knowing why. It's like having a secret alarm system in your brain. The trigger button is invisible to you, but the amygdala sees it clearly. Scientists call this emotional triggering. A Harvard University study shows people who have experienced trauma have amygdala activity 30% stronger when encountering related stimuli. 70% of people with PTSD experience anxiety they can't explain. People affected by past trauma often have anxiety flare up in specific places, supermarkets, crowds, closed rooms without knowing why. Avoid certain people or situations because of vague, uncomfortable feelings. Overreact to loud noises, sudden movements. Feel increased anxiety on specific days of the year they don't remember being significant. If you're anxious with no clear reason, your brain isn't betraying you. Your brain is trying to protect you from something that once hurt you. Trauma therapy like EMDR can help reprogram these memories. Number 1, the genes you inherited. Your mom has anxiety. Your grandmother has anxiety. Now you do too. You think, do I have bad genes? You feel trapped in an unchangeable fate. This isn't destiny. This is genetics, but not a death sentence. Genes don't decide whether you'll be anxious. Genes decide whether you're more easily triggered. Some people are born with a more sensitive amygdala. Some people have fewer serotonin receptors. Some people produce more cortisol than normal. Think of it this way. Some people are born with their brain volume set at 5. Some people are born with volume at 8. Same situation, the person with volume at 8 will experience it more intensely. But here's the good news, the volume can be adjusted. Research on genes shows, if one of your parents has an anxiety disorder, children have a 40% risk of developing anxiety. But this isn't 100%. Environment, habits, and early intervention can change how genes express themselves. Science calls this epigenetics. Your genes don't change, but how they turn on and off can. People with genetic anxiety factors often experience stress more intensely than others in the same situation, need longer to calm down after being triggered, are sensitive to caffeine, sleep deprivation, and environmental changes, have high empathy, feel others' emotions as their own. If your family has a history of anxiety, this isn't you being weak. This is your brain being wired differently, but you're not stuck. Therapy, healthy lifestyle, and medication, if needed, all can adjust your brain's volume. Now you know, anxiety is never for no reason. Your brain is reacting to something real: caffeine, blood sugar, lack of sleep, hormones, trauma, or genes. You're not crazy, you're not broken. You just need to understand what your brain is saying. But knowing the cause isn't enough. You need practical tools to control it. In the next video, I'll show you 5 science-backed techniques, not generic advice like breathe deeply, but methods that actually change how your brain processes stress. One of them only takes 90 seconds but can stop a panic attack. Subscribe now so you don't miss it. See you in the next video.